Citrus Nation, how's it going? This is Lemon. Right now this is going to be a video where I'm going to talk about the different classes in Salt and Sanctuary. So the two classes that I want to talk about first are Pauper and Chef. These are two classes that don't have any skills right off the bat. They also are two classes that have no recommended stats. The Pauper and Chef, both on the Wikipedia page under recommended stats, say none. This is a blank slate character that you can develop any way you want. So these two characters, the Chef and the Pauper, are both meant to just be challenging characters that if you can do whatever you want with them, and no one's going to tell you what path to go down. You choose it yourself. Next class is the Hunter, and that's more of a dexterity willpower. It's the only class that begins with a crossbow, and the only class that can use whips from the beginning of the game. It's more of like supposed to be geared towards like a marksman. Marksman stats. The Cleric is the only class that begins the game with light armor skill, and the only class that can use prayers from the start of the game. This should be more geared towards, the recommended stats are strength, wisdom, and willpower, so that's what the character should be more geared towards. The Thief is one of five that begins with a shield. One of five classes that begins the game with a shield. This class is more focused in light armor and assassin, so your recommended stats are going to be dexterity, endurance, around those lines. The next class is the Paladin, which actually I'm going to talk about the Mage. The Mage is the only class that begins with magic. It's the only class that begins the game with wands. When you pick Mage, it's more geared towards obviously magic, but the other recommended stat is willpower. So you're going to want to use your points in enhanced magic and stuff like that. And so the last two, Knight and Paladin. Let's talk about Paladin first. They're pretty similar. It's one of three classes that begins with a hammer, more geared towards heavy armor. Recommended stats are strength and endurance, which is pretty similar to the Knight. The Knight's recommended stats are strength, endurance, willpower, focused in heavy armor. The Knight begins with a sword instead of a hammer, but pretty much the exact same as Paladin. They're not the exact same, they're very close. So those are all the classes in Salt and Sanctuary. I hope that helps you guys get all this information into one place if you were trying to figure out what class to play or just trying to figure out what the classes are geared towards. So make sure you like and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.